Hi there. In my recent videos, I've talked a lot about the fact that sometimes I feel like I've gotten over gas, sometimes I haven't. Well, today I want to talk about something that I guess it's sort of related to that. It's a type of minimalism, I guess you might say. But I found myself lately really sticking to taking a camera and at most two lenses. Usually I'll take a fairly flexible zoom and a nice prime. And that's what I've been doing with pretty much all of my photography recently. Quite often, lenses don't get changed at all. The prime, for instance, is great for low light situations. It's great when I really need that extra little bit of limited depth of field. But on the other side of that coin, using a fairly long zoom lens, I can get pretty shallow depth of field even at f5.6. 150 millimeters f5.6 will give me nice out of focus backgrounds. Now remember, I'm not looking for a bokeh monster. I am not looking to smudge out backgrounds completely. All I want is a little bit of separation. And I'm finding that keeping it to a simple kit like that is working best for me. That's my only take from this particular video. I mean, I've been using a couple of different cameras. I've been using my Olympus gear mostly. The Sony is used here for video, and I have used the Sony for some shoots because it is a somewhat sharper camera. I.e. sharper as in slightly more resolution, slightly more flexible files. And I have some decent lenses for it, but I still prefer to use the Olympus because when it all comes down to it, nowadays all these cameras are good. My cameras are all, within the last 10 years. And within the last 10 years, we hit high enough resolution. Anything over 12 megapixels is bonus. So they're all over 12 megapixels, so they're all into that bonus area. They all shoot fairly quickly. They all have decent autofocus. Yes, the Sony's is an improvement, obviously. But they, as I said, they all have decent autofocus, much better than anything I was used to before. And all of the files, even from the 16 megapixel Olympus cameras, all the files are clean and easy to work with. And to me, that's it for the image quality side of things. Now, the handling side of things is where things get much more important. I enjoy the Sony, but I do find that some of the choices that Sony has made for its user interface are, let's just say, not optimal. The Olympus, on the other hand, has a very nice user interface. Both model cameras, both the Olympus and the Sony, have a tremendous number of options you can choose from menus. As a result, both of them have rather clunky menu systems. I'm not sure which is worse. I think the Sony is a little less organized even than the Olympus, but the Olympus is not great. There are just too many choices to make. So basically, the best advice for anybody with one of those cameras, whether it's Olympus or Sony, is get it set up the way it works best for you, and then just leave the menus alone because you don't want to go in there very often. Anyhow, that's, as I said earlier, that is the only takeaway from this particular thing. Now, somebody might be curious, well, what gear am I taking? Well, typically, I'll have one of my OMD EM1s. That's the original EM1, 16 megapixel model. Usually I have one of those. It will probably have a 14 to 150 super zoom on it. That's an f3.5, 5.6 lens. And it will probably have the Lumix 25 millimeter f1.7 in the bag for when I need it. Sometimes I'll change it up a little. Sometimes I do have an OMD EM5 Mark II, which I really enjoy because of its size and so on. Sometimes I'll switch it up with that one, but typically it's the EM1. My Sony kit, usually the Sony has the 18-105 f4 lens on it. That's what's filming this right now. And usually I have the 23mm f1.4 Viltrox lens in the bag. Sometimes I want to do macro things, so sometimes it's the 30mm macro. But generally speaking, no more than at most 3 lenses. Well, guys, it's, I guess, talk about a type of minimalism. It's not minimalism at its finest, or I just go out and buy a Ricoh GR and throw everything away. But it is minimalism for me. I've learned years ago that sometimes I can get carried away and take too much gear. And the result is that all I get out of that is a bad back. Because usually you got a bag full of lenses, all it does is slow you down. Slows you down because you're thinking, what lens should I use now? Should I use this lens now? Maybe I should change lenses. What lens do you think I got to use now? Well, you only got 2. Do you need to reach or do you need the depth? Make your choice. The only choice. And that has made a big difference in my photography. I go out now and have more fun because I'm not fussing over gear. I'm just taking pictures. Well, folks, if you enjoyed the video, please give me a like. If you want to see more of my videos, subscribe to this channel. And if you think anybody else needs to sort of pare back on what they've been lugging around and maybe reduce their number of trips to the chiropractor, then share it. Well, bye for now.